Okay, so part 2 of the same game. Nothing's really happening while I've just been restarting this. Kept in here with 710. To be honest, the cards are irrelevant. Just means I can take a free card here when I miss. Nothing's happened, but again I would have called the flop, called the turn. I lost a little bit less this way. Okay, now I'm going to cap the value after him seeing me play the last hand without any real value in them. King is a very bad card, but Queen's pretty bad too, but I'm still going to fire for value. Check raise is very strange. I mean, I'm priced into call, but if he's doing it with something like Ace Queen, that's pretty crazy. King Queen, okay, didn't expect that given the turn action, but fair enough. I mean, it's a coin flick, I lose. You can't win them all. Okay, usually I'd call that down, but in this particular circumstance, I just don't see him bluffing. One of those rare occasions where I actually believe someone has something. Again, now I see me do it with the jacks, I can do it on a bluff. Not going to work, clearly. But it's always good to mix up the game. I think we're back to starting stacks now. Not too sure what he check calls the flop with. Hopefully he hasn't got Queen 10. But again, driving all the way. Interested again to see what he has. Let's start pumping up some aggression. Get some re-raises in with different hands. Call me with Jack 5 for some reason. We now consider that a pretty fishy move. Going to continuation on my draw, turn it into a bluff. Now that he's called, I mean, I don't see him folding anything, so definitely not top pair. So looking to see him to make a note. Edit notes, there we go. I'm going to make a note of the fact that his floats on the flop are random cards. It's like a question mark by it, just so I know. I mean, it's a very short session, that doesn't make it true at all. It just means it's happened on what I've seen so far. Always handy to make little notes like that for yourself when you play the guy next time. Okay, top pair, flush draw, obviously fold is not an option. Well, that was pretty lucky for him, but again, that's the nature of the game. Ace high, backdoor flush draw. I mean, nothing's hit, so I ended up with a split pot. It's better than losing, of course. Have a good shot, queen high. It's clearly not good now that he's called the turn. Pocket twos, wasn't expecting that. Ace king, gonna re-raise, get the money into the pot. Not a bad flop, I mean, turn is pretty bad though. I think check call from here. Now I'm gonna do a strange value bet. I mean, it's ace high, there's a lot worse he can call with. Again, wasn't expecting the 10, but if I check he bets, it's the same thing. But this way there's a chance I get paid off by a worse hand. Okay, gonna raise the turn. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not. Just gonna bet the turn then. Not too sure what he's got. Maybe king high. Whatever he's got, he played it very strangely. Sorry about loading these hand histories when they're not very informative. I mean, you can see I'm not too used to this software. Queen high cooldown, okay. A little bit optimistic, but whatever. Second pair. See no point in raising here. Check call. It's followed through. Gonna fold again. This is some very spectacular folds for me right now, but I just think it's a little bit hard for him to continue on certain boards. Okay, I'm just gonna call all the way. To be honest, it's a lousy board, but I mean, when he's re-raising with something like king 5, he can just as easily have queen 7 and not have anything by the end. So obviously there's nothing worse that can call if I bet here. Now there is. Now there's a worse jack and a 9. Value in is 8, I presume. Okay, gonna raise on the gut shot. I'm going to turn it into a bluff now, given the board. Obviously, this guy definitely likes to make cooldowns. Flush draw, 5 high, no showdown value, so going to turn it into a semi-bluff. May as well bet the river and hope he has ace-2. Looks like he did. I mean, it's again better than check call, because he won't be betting his ace-2, but he would call it. And everything else he obviously bets. Here, not much I can do, besides give up the pot. Just going to make a little note by this guy that he likes to cool down. Raising with the king high is probably the best hand. I think next time I need to choose some software that I'm a little more familiar with. It's pretty hard trying to write notes and things when you don't know what you're doing with the software. I just made a note that he likes to cool down a fair bit. Turn's pretty bad, but again, there are worse hands that can call. That's tricky. I'm going to have to call because of the price. Wow. Again, pretty lousy cooldown by him in my opinion, but he seems to like to call, so there's not much I can do about that. Unfortunately, he slowed down. Now I turn the nuts, but let's face it, this guy cannot possibly fold anything at all. Not even going to bother checking what he had. Probably queen high. Okay, now that I've put the money in, hit, may as well follow it through. Ace is an interesting card. I mean, it's given me a flush draw. I'm not too sure what his range is at the end now that can call. I mean, Gonna check because there's not that many worse hands that can call. But at the same time, he does call quite a few worse hands. So, like king high or queen high. So you never know. Presuming he's got the jack. Obviously not too sure what happened there. Gonna play aggressively and flop the flush draw. Doesn't really matter. Again, suited connectors. Oh, would have liked to have re-raised that, but I accept to win no matter what, so this is the type of board I expect him to raise me on, to be honest. Then he's not playing. I think because he's up a little bit, I think he's just slowing down with the bluffs. He's no longer in such a rush to get his money back. But otherwise, I mean, I'm not in a rush anyway, but a lot of players, once they lose a few buy-ins, I'd said the aggression comes up. I think I need to figure out how to turn this clapping off for the next session. Ace queen, obviously going to re-raise. Flopping top pair is always nice. 3 is a part of his range. He's got it, he's got it. Again, the ace is a bad card to bluff versus certain opponents. Because if he's cooling down, for instance with king high, the ace helped in a way that it's one less card I can have. Okay, not too sure what he's got here. Obviously going to call the turn. Going to bet the river because I have 2 pair. He's obviously got a low straight, I can't do anything about that. Going to raise for my fold equity. Now I'm going to play it tricky and check raise. Obviously not. Can I check raise on the river? Surprised he didn't bet the turn, to be honest. Just curious to see what he has that didn't bet the turn. Yeah, not too sure. Check call, I believe here is the best. And again. There's a good value bet, except obviously had it. Right, I think we'll call it a session, so thanks a lot guys. I think I'll leave it here and talk to you in the next video. Thanks. Oh, and if there's any comments or if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, explain a little bit more detail in the next video, please do leave some comments. Thanks.